We got to move on, and I wanted to be here and get a chance to talk to you. Here's where I stand. One, let's say I get elected president. This is the first day. This is what I would do the first day as president. I would get us out of Iraq. I would get us out the first year, within the year. No residual forces. I would do that through diplomacy. I would get us out and use the leverage of withdrawal to bring the religious, ethnic groups together in a coalition government, divide up the country into three entities. Secondly, I'd bring reconstruction, security to Iraq. We must give it a chance, but I would get us out of Iraq the first day. The second day, I would announce a plan for energy independence in this country. What does that mean? That means that this dependence on foreign oil, which is 65% fossil fuels, that is causing greenhouse gas emissions and a crisis in the planet. I would go, listen to me, in a 10-year period, I would go from 65 dependence on foreign oil to 10%. And I would do that with massive and public and private investment in renewable technology, in biofuels, in ethanol, in renewable fuels, in solar, wind, biomass, distributed generation. I know how to get us out of Iraq. I was your ambassador at the United Nations. I've been to Iraq. I've gotten prisoners out of Saddam Hussein. I know the region. I know how to become energy independent. It would be a crash program, not little energy bills here and there. By the way, I noticed some of you were staring at my feet. And I got to tell you, I was just recently at a town meeting in New Hampshire, and a woman kept staring at my feet as I was talking. And I said, "Ma'am, do you want to say something?" And she said, "I want to know if your boots are an endangered species." The answer is no, they're not. They're not. I'm a Westerner. I got my horse. His name is Sundance, and ever since I started losing weight, he feels a little better. That's what I would do the second day. A major commitment to reduce global climate change, to become energy independent. I would ask you also to sacrifice a little bit in the name of energy independence. We got to have green buildings and solar roofs and incentives for us to become green. I think the future for Iowa for new jobs is biofuels and ethanol, renewable technology jobs, retrofitting homes. We can do it, and we must. You know why? Because that 65% dependence on foreign oil is countries that have been squeezing us, the Saudis, Iraq, Venezuela, OPEC countries. And that is a matter of national security. That's the third day. The fourth day, as president, I would deal with health care. We need universal health care in this country. And I believe I can do this by taking a number of steps that are critically important, that deal with cost and coverage. Here's some of the ideas I have on health care. I would make every American eligible to participate in the Congressional Health Care Plan, which is the best in the world. Number two, I would lower the threshold for Medicare. It's now 65 plus. I would go down to 55 and over. If you're a veteran, and God save and help our veterans, you know, many times a veteran will have to go to a VA hospital. I don't know where the closest one is here in Cedar Rapids.
Iowa City.
Half an hour down the road. 20 miles.
So how many miles is that?
Half an hour.
Well, that's too far. I think I would issue to every veteran in this country a hero's card because they served our country. And if you're a veteran and you want to get health care in your own community, your own doctor, your own hospital, you can do it. I believe we'd save money and give the veterans options. If they want to stay with the VA, they do. What else would I do? I would find ways in this health care plan, a refundable tax credit to everybody that is trying to get health care. I would also put a cap on credit card costs for those that are paying for unforeseen illnesses. I would find ways, too, to deal with health care in this way. Do you know that 31% of all healthcare costs goes into bureaucracy and red tape. There's no electronic records. It's a mess. Every state has their own Medicaid program. I would let the states handle Medicaid. The federal government handle Medicare, seniors and the disabled. The states handle kids and families. I believe this country deserves to give every American an opportunity for a health care plan. The fourth day in office, well, actually, I'm in my fifth day. The fifth day I would take off. Fifth day, you know, you're a little tired. But I believe it's critically important that we have a new education system. Stronger schools. We're behind in science and math. We spend too much bureaucracy in the schools. We should emphasize languages more, science and math. We should find ways to have universal education for every American. Now, how am I going to pay for all this? Well, for one, the $600 billion that we spend in Iraq, we spend it on domestic needs. Look, I can go on and on forever, and I'd love to take some questions from you. Here's my final point. I am here asking for your support. But I'm not asking you to give me your support today. I mean, if you want to, I'd love it. But, and I know Mern asked you for a contribution. That I could use.